Okay, so I will be talking about Megan, the new horror film that came out recently. So, Megan, and by the way, I'm reading off a script so I can formulate my thoughts. Um, okay, so Megan is a new horror film that came out. Um, as of today's date, which is probably, you could see it as when it's published on YouTube. But as of today's date, it has a 97 something percent on Rotten Tomatoes. I I don't agree with that at all. It's a pretty decent movie, but I don't think it's 90 some percent. It's not that good. Um, it's a simple horror movie with no real surprises. It's just a okay movie. Um, I'll be discussing three different parts of the movie: the script, the plot, and the acting slash characters. And then I will go into my biggest problem with the movie. Um, and yeah, let's get started. So the script, it's kind of cliche if I'm being honest. But as a whole, it was an okay script. It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible, but it didn't really surprise me in any way. The plot, the plot was as I said before, simple, just a straightforward AI uh, being corrupted and evil kind of plot. Nothing special. Um, and the acting is one thing I will say is pretty great. Um, Especially the child. She's very, very convincing because I don't think I've ever hated a child so much than in this movie. She is very annoying, very annoying, and we'll get to that later. All right. Um, all right. So after discussing those three main ideas or points, I will be discussing the biggest problem I have with the movie. Um, so the biggest problem I have is the main character, right? And this isn't really that big of a issue. Um, it's just one character I have a problem with. Everything else is pretty decent. So, the actor Allison Williams, which is, at least for me, known for Get Out, which is a very great movie, by the way. That's something I'll talk about later. But she was the main girl in Get Out, and she was a good actor in that movie. And in this movie, she was good at acting too. I can't take that away from her. But her character as in itself, I didn't like because spoilers ahead if you haven't watched it. Um, Everything else you have everything you need to know about the movie with my review. I'm just saying it's a decent movie, okay? Now with spoilers. Her sister dies. Her sister and her husband, leaving the child in her care, right? That happens in the beginning of the movie. No emotion. No emotion at all. Just a, ugh, I'm stuck with this kid. Not even a, oh my god, my sister died. I have to take care of this kid. It doesn't really show you the trauma behind it. Um, her, a kid dies. No emotion to that too. I know she doesn't know the kid, but it's a kid. He died. Her neighbor dies. No emotion to that too. Even though she hated her neighbor, still some emotion to someone dying. Three different people dying. No emotion to that. Death surrounds her in this movie, and it doesn't feel like there. It doesn't feel like that. Um, Now, to counter or to play devil's advocate, I get what they're trying to do with her being emotionless because she's too focused on her job and whatever. I get that, but still, for the robot, the main villain, has more emotion than the main protagonist. At least that's how I saw it, and I didn't really like that. That bothered me the whole movie. which is probably why I don't say it's a very good movie. It's a decent movie, but that thing just bothered me a lot. Um, yeah. Um, Besides that, yeah, as I said before many times, it's a decent movie. Would I recommend you watching it? If you have nothing else to watch, sure. Right? I wouldn't say go out of your way to watch it, but if you're bored and just want to see a new horror film, oh, by the way, the horror elements they were good. I liked it. But yeah, if you have nothing else to watch, I would watch it. All right. And that is my review for Megan. Peace.